Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to use the bubble wrap technique, and it's this bottom section here on the card that I did, and we're going to focus on that, but we're going to go ahead and make the whole card with you today, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm using 2 pieces of Whisper White. These are both cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I have a piece of Soft Sky cardstock, and this is cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and use the bubble wrap, and you'll probably notice this is pretty popular stuff for shipping, and the best way to use this bubble wrap is try not to pop the bubbles. I know that's going to be really hard because that's the first thing we want to do. And then I'm going to use the Versamark ink pad, and so on the bubble side you'll have a flat side, and then you'll have the bubble side. So we're going to add the Versamark to the bubble side. So I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper here. Okay, so I'm going to lay my Whisper White piece down, and then I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to pat it so it Versamarks the ink onto the cardstock. Okay, so I'm just going to peel this off. And I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but every background is going to be different, which is what I love about this technique. Okay, so now we're going to grab the clear embossing powder. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle the clear all over the Versamark. Okay. So let me go ahead and dump this in the jar, and then we'll heat set that. Okay, so I'm going to grab the heat tool, and we're going to heat set this, and with clear embossing powder, it's not going to really show up very well, but if you tilt it, it will turn like glossy. I'm also using the heat tool because the hairdryer will not get hot enough. This gets really super hot. So let me go ahead and emboss this. Okay, so now you can see the shiny part of the embossed area. Okay, so now we're going to grab our paper trimmer, and I'm just going to cut this however long I want this. And I want, now like I said, see how the imperfections are on this background, and I absolutely love that. Makes it unique. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this at about 3 inches. I'm just going to use one part of it, so you can have another section for another card. Okay, so we're going to grab our stamping sponge, and I'm going to use the Soft Sky Classic ink, and I'm just going to go ahead and sponge over top of these little dots that we got from the bubble wrap, and you'll see them pop right out. Don't you love that? Okay, so that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add some dazzling diamonds. And I have my 2A glue pen here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to dot or color a certain area of the dots. Okay, I'm going to take our dazzling diamonds. So pretty. Alright, so now we're going to take the other piece of the Whisper White, and we're going to pop the bubble section on the bottom section of the Whisper White piece. going to have some Soft Sky, and this is the seam binding ribbon. And we're just going to cut enough to wrap around there to the back side. And I'm just going to cover up this seam here with this ribbon here. Okay, so we're going to use this stamp set. It's called Flower Patch. And we're going to use this little flower right here with this greeting, Happy Blooming Birthday. And then they also have a matching framelit, so they can do a bundle. Save 15%. Okay, so we're going to use the little flower. We're going to stamp that with the Soft Sky. Okay, so we're going to put some more dimensionals on the back side of this. Okay, I'm going to put this onto the Soft Sky cardstock. And then I already went ahead and made a bow with the same Soft Sky seam binding ribbon. I'm going to use a mini glue dot. Put that on the back. Just going to put this over to the side, like that. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp. Let me get a piece of Whisper White here. We're going to use the Memento ink. Stamp Happy Blooming Birthday. Okay, so we're just going to cut this out. Just going to trim this down here. Okay, I'm going to take the 1-inch square punch and flag the end. I'm going to take the Soft Sky and just sponge the edges. Take 2 dimensionals. Put that right down here. Okay, so I'm going to take some basic rhinestones. I'm just going to put them in the center of the little daisies here. Okay, so that's how you do that bubble wrap technique on the background. So there's that one. And then here's this one. Okay, thanks for stopping by and we'll see you later. Bye.